Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and a very good morning to all of you. So this week we are going to continue to the chapter 5, which is the impact of technology on information agencies. So before we start, let us recite doa Al-Fatihah. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahirabbil alamin. Arrahmanirrahim. Maliki yaumiddin. Iyyaka na'budu wa iyyaka nasta'in. Ihdinas siratal mustaqim. Siratal ladzina an'amta 'alaihim ghairil maghdubi 'alaihim. Alright, so the impact of technology on information agencies. So at the end, you should be able to explain, okay, what are the impact of IT on information agencies, which is we are looking on user, staff, services, and also management. So as an introduction, the use of IT in libraries or other information agencies may develop user-centric thinking. Right, this is why we invented technology into the information agencies. Right, so we look at on the user perspective. Right, so the impact of IT on users are the first one is provide speed and ease access to information, definitely compared to the manual one. Okay, the way of searching, the way of finding the information, it's much easier for you guys to use higher technology. Okay, you guys, easier for you guys to make a searching compared to the manual one or traditional one. All right, number two is provide remote access to user, so you can just browse to everywhere, anywhere. All right, and then provide round the clock access to user. Okay, with the innovation or with the advancement of the technology nowadays. For instance, we do have the electronic book or e-books. Okay, so you can just directly download from your house, okay, or anywhere, and then it's up to you when you want to you look at on that e-books. Okay, compared to the physical books one, you have to wait until the library is open and so on. And then provide access to the unlimited information from the different sources. Okay, this is can be a positive part and can also be the negative one, because when you access the information from the variety of sources, it's good for you to find so many information, but the negative part is you might lead to the information explosion and also information overload. Okay, and then provide information flexibility. Okay, so you can just come up with the variety of format. Okay, variety of format from the internet that you can find. Okay, you can find information in the website, you can find information in the online database, you can find information in terms of e-magazine, for instance. Okay, and then facilitate the reformatting and combining of data from the different sources. Okay, definitely lah. Okay, once you want to refer the materials, first you have to make sure that information that you gain is the right one. Okay, you can just combine the information from a variety of sources, from a variety of users, from a variety of creator of the information itself. Okay, and then break down the distance barrier. Okay, definitely you don't have to come to that information agency as long as you have the connection with the internet. Okay, like nowadays we do have ODL session, so it's okay for user to be everywhere. Okay for you to be everywhere to as long as you have the internet connection. Okay, only that major things that you have to make sure it's really cope with the needs. Okay, and then ensure the right information to the right reader at the right time. Okay, this is a good one. Okay, because nowadays you can access to the library 25 hours per day. Okay, meaning that if let's say in Malaysia we at night, but overseas you can just directly contact the librarian over there to find the information. That is what I mean. So anytime you can just get an assistant from there. Okay, so we look at on the staff perspective. Impact of IT on staff are, the first one is access information resources remotely, same goes to the user. Okay, work effectively and efficiently, because everything is at your fingertips, so you can just type, you can just right, because as a you can also having a video with your user. Okay, we can just have a session, you can just directly chatting with your user, and then the way of managing the work itself also can be more effective compared to the traditional one. All right, it also can increase productivity because so many things you can do. Okay, so many good, or so many what we call as way of presenting the work. Okay, we can be more effective, it can be more interactive, okay, for the staff, okay, to find out, okay, what kind of the things that they can share, okay, through the interactive media. So that's the way of productivity can also be increased from there. And then improvement in managerial decision making, because you can just make a comparison with other libraries. Okay, you can just directly have a research, okay, a little bit research about certain part, okay, directly by using the internet. And also you can just find out, you can just meeting with the user, meeting with the workers from the other sides of the information agencies and so on. And then it could change in the work patterns. Okay, if for example, before this is text, and for the text entry, editing and composing, for the old technologies, which is before we are typing, also typesetting, we do have a typewriter and so on. But now the usage of the new technologies, they have electronic word processing, OCR scan. In fact, nowadays we do have QR code. Okay, so this is the way of changing the work pattern. Okay, you don't have to typing and so on, you just scan like what we happen now. Okay, that happen now. And then replication from photocopying then to the computer display and printing. From storage, that you should have a shelving, you should have provide a shelf, accommodate certain part of places for the books and for the materials of the library. Now we do have digital mass media store, so we can just directly everywhere. So all right, to store the information. And then for the searching, selecting, retrieving, okay, catalog search, browsing, you have to look at one by one. If there is a problems with the typo error, okay, the mistake also should be that will mess the record itself and so on. But now we do have computer database software, so if there is a changes that should be made, the process of making changes become more easier. Okay, the process of searching, the process of selecting and so on. And then for the communication, previously we do have a mail and also personal travel, but now we do have computer network, email, satellite and so on. There are so many changes because most of the time technology changes very quickly. Before this, if we are already depends on the laptop, nowadays we can just access directly through the phone itself. Okay, and for sure it will have a demand for the new skills. Okay, which is staff needs to know, to have knowledge and skills in computer and digital system. If there is no skills, or there is a limited skills of accessing to the technology, we will reflects to the uh, word pattern, and also we reflect to the effectiveness of doing certain works. Okay, so staff need to commit with lifelong education and IT field. That is the thing that should be um, to think about, because not everyone willingly to have to learn about the new things. But when we start invented the technology, that process should be long life. So you have to, you like it or not, you have to make sure that you're very familiar with the skill itself. Okay. And then job retraining, staff need to be trained each time new ICT based system, technology or tools being adopted in the library or other information agencies. And then the training enables staff to cope effectively with technological change. Definitely, if you want to start to put something in the some technology in the library or in the information agencies, the staff itself should be trained, okay, so that they know how to use that kind of system or that kind of technology. Then the staff also can also teach to the user. All right, if that thing not happen, it's can also be still can the staff still can work, but it make takes a long time compared to if they already skillful about that system. Okay. And then reclassification of the position, okay, the need for IT expert with computer related skills lead to the professional specialists being replaced by generalists. So they are capable of mastering ICT or by new professions such as webmasters, software developers and so on. Okay, reclassification of the position itself. So everybody should have that kind of skills of using the computer, skills of using the software, skills of using any other technology that want to be invented to the library or the information agency. So there should be a two different skill. For instance, for the cataloger, okay, they should have a cataloging skill plus IT skill. That is how, okay, the process of inventing everything in the library or in the online environment should be done. Okay. So, and for the session one, it's okay. You can just ask after this. And then we go to the services. Okay, Standard and Matthews 2002 have highlighted the impact to several services. They are acquisition services, serial services, cataloging services, circulation services, reference services, and also other services. So, um, for the impact of IT on acquisition services, okay, the reduction of paper and filing costs. All right, definitely lah. All right, before this, they are doing the process of purchasing the materials inside the library by using paper. All right, nowadays you can just directly order through the website and also order online. So you can just reduce the usage of paper and also filing costs, okay, because everything should be put in the digital form. And then eliminate duplicate orders by checking and on order file. Okay, it can helps the acquisition librarian, right, to make the process of ordering. Okay, they can just avoid the process of duplicating the same records, okay, the same order from the previous one. So it's quite good, okay, quite good for the library, cost effective of course, okay, because they do have to dealing with the same materials. Okay, and then able to download mark record at time of order, which reduce time, cost and also error occurrences, definitely. Okay, when we do process of buying the materials itself, they can also provide the mark record. So for the basic information, such as for the price, okay, for the numbers, running numbers of acquisition numbers, okay, can just directly place on the system, so don't have to type. Okay, so it will eliminates the typo and also eliminate the time for the next services, which is cataloging, to enter the basic one, because everything can be done by the acquisition services, okay, acquisition department. And then access to easy to use currency conversion table, okay, because when they want to buy the items from the outside of the country, which is from the overseas, so the currency keep change every day. So it's much easier for the librarian to check, okay, the currency of the material itself. So compared to before this, you have to search and so on, but nowadays they automatically can be just enter the amount and then they can automatically convert it to the currency one. Okay, and then management reports to monitor vendor performance. This is the most important part, because we want to make sure that uh, the vendor can give a good service to the library. Okay, the vendor itself can okay, give or provides a good performance, because they know from the report itself, it can help the management to do decision making, either want to take them or want to eliminate them. All right, eliminate their service. So this is quite good for the library itself, okay, to have choices of the vendor, all right, based on their performance. And the last one is track the spending for materials under acquisition department. Okay, how what we call how much the acquisition department has spent for the materials, okay, to buy the materials. And then how the allocation of amount itself, okay, we can just, acquisition department cannot just finish all the budget at the first month of the year. Okay, they have to allocate certain amount, okay, depends on the times for that particular year. All right. I think I should better stop now. So you can continue to the next slide. Okay. Thank you guys. See you later.